call the meeting to order. This is the Kane County Transportation Committee for Tuesday, April 19th, 2022. My name is Drew Fraz, Chairman of the committee. I'll take a roll call, please.
Iqbal.
Iqbal present.
Herman.
Herman's here.
Kenyon.
I'm here.
Caius.
Caius present.
Kobe. Wonicky.
Present.
Martin.
Martin present.
Hurog. Jepro.
Raz here.
Yeah.
I need a motion and a second to approve our minutes from March 15th, 2022. We're going to hold the February minutes over till next month for approval. So this is just for the March meeting.
Wonicky moves.
Moved by Wonicky, second
Caius.
Caius. Everybody. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Herman.
Herman, yes.
Iqbal.
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Caius.
Caius, yes.
Kobe. Wonicky.
Yes.
Martin.
Martin, yes.
Raz.
Raz, yes.
Thank you.
Public comment. We have nobody in attendance here today. Is there anybody that online that would like to address the committee with public comment? Hearing none, I'm going to turn it over to Director Scheidel to talk about some personnel update issues.
Okay, thanks, Drew. You may have heard me talk about this before, but it is important, so it bears repeating. About 2 years ago, we started actively doing some what I call transition planning for the department. The reason for that was as we looked around the senior management, people like Tom Rickert and Steve Koffenbarger, and then over on the maintenance side, Bill Edwards and both of his supervisors were all of a certain age. And I won't reveal what that is, but our feeling was that within the next 3 to 5 years from that point, we were likely to start losing some of our senior management. So the effort over the last 2 years or so was to invest in professional development for the rest of our staff, and in particular, knowing that we will need a county engineer in the future, we focused initially on those folks who are licensed professional engineers. So over the last 2 years, as I mentioned, that's been mainly traditional forms of professional development. So training at both external and internal. We took some time to kind of walk through the different sections of our department and ask each of the section chiefs to give a presentation about what they do so that we were training each other. And we've now completed that endeavor. So what I'm presenting to you today is actually we're beginning to make some structural changes to the organizational chart. So you see the chart in front of you. And the whole idea of these changes is to, again, give more responsibility and more supervisory experience to some of these promising people. So you see the org chart in front of you. At the top is me. Right below that, you see Tom Rickert, and that is actually the first change that we've made. So Tom used to be in the box that was below the line there. That's currently shown as vacant. So essentially what we're doing is we're moving Tom above the line. Tom gains additional responsibility in terms of having oversight of both Steve in project implementation and also Bill Edwards in maintenance. The other thing that we are doing is, if you see to the right of my box, we have created a new position called Assistant County Engineer. And we filled that with Mike Sikozik, if you want to raise your hand over there. So Mike has about, I think, 27 years of experience all in all. He's a licensed professional engineer, graduate of University of Illinois, local kid, grew up in Richardson, if you know where that is. Barb, that's in your district. So essentially, Mike's job is to learn mine, learn everything that I do. It's an opportunity for him. And you see, we don't have any people reporting to him. So he'll full-time follow me around, do everything that I do. Mike came from the design section. So the far left column on your org chart, we have promoted Jennifer O'Connell into his position. So Jennifer, I think everybody recognizes Mike and Jennifer from the past. Jennifer has, I think, about 20 years of experience, graduate of U of I. About 12 of that, I believe, was on the private sector side. So she's been with us for the last 8 years, has done some pretty important work, including the first roundabout constructed in Kane County. And if you recall, that was constructed in T.R. Smith's district while he was on the committee and on the board. So those are two significant moves. Both of those people are essentially qualified to do my role. We want to give them both more responsibility, more experience. And the reason I'm announcing that at this point in the meeting is that we also are you're going to start seeing less of Tom and Steve and myself and more of these other people as we progress through the next couple of years. So that's my update. Happy to take any questions you might have.
Any questions for Carl? Mr. Kenyon first.
Oh, question, but excellent move. Being very proactive, but sometimes you see government, they say, oh, he retired. Who's going to replace him? We don't know. Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for your department.
Mr. Martin?
Does your assistant have to learn how to ride a bike?
It's like riding a bike. You never forget.
Questions, comments? So yeah, this has been going on for quite some time. We've talked about it, but it's taken a new urgency and we're going to work through it. So this will be the next big step. So next item 4, County Code 2-48 review. As you know, we've been asked, all committees have been asked to look through the definition of the responsibilities for each committee as it exists in the county code, which is being reviewed and updated. There's a lot of outdated material in there. So staff has gone through and reviewed that. So you on your hard copy on your desk is a sheet showing what the existing language is and what the proposed language is. So if you could take a look at that, and if you have any comments or questions, maybe get back to Tom, and then we'll be turning this over to the group that is doing that review. So that's all I have on that. Item 5, finance. So we're going to go over to Jackie Forbes for our March Transportation Committee financial report.
Good morning, everybody. In your packet are the typical budget and finance forms for your review. If you have any questions on those, you can let me know.
Okay. If you have any questions, get back to Jackie. Item 6, maintenance report.
Okay. Also in your packet was our maintenance report. Despite what Mother Nature has thrown at us this week, we are transitioning from winter operations to summer operations. So you'll see an overview of some of the work from Bill's group on there. He's not here today, but if you have any questions, we can try and answer them for you.
Okay. Any questions on maintenance? Seeing none, we'll move on to 6B, our first resolution. This is approving the Adopt the Highway Program applicants. Could I have a motion and a second for those?
Caius move.
Caius moves.
Berman second.
Berman seconds. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Roll call.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Opie, Bonnicki,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Ross.
Raz, yes.
Passes.
Motion passes. Planning and programming report. Back to Jackie.
Okay, thank you. Highlighted in your report are some of the funding opportunities that we've had in the past couple of weeks. Staff has been busy with several different applications, including the RAISE grant, which you had provided a resolution of support for at our last meeting. So thank you for that. We do anticipate some more funding opportunities coming as a result of the bipartisan infrastructure law. There have been a few webinars already, and so we're keeping track of those. And as they come about, we'll take a look and see what our projects are that qualify, and we'll continue to pursue that funding. I do have a Ryden Cade program update for you with some data now that we are a sponsor of the program. We have our first quarter. These are preliminary numbers, but we have 6 people who are registered for the program. We did provide 63 rides that were sponsored by us in the last 3 months. As a program total, there were 13,583. And then we also broke out the types of rides that we provided in the last 3 months. As a program, you can see how many were for work, medical, community means anything else, whether you're going to the grocery store, to the hair salon, or other activities that you're on. So we'll continue to provide you information as our ridership grows. We will provide a separate report as part of our reporting to you, giving you the information you would like.
Okay.
And that concludes my report.
Questions on the planning and programming report?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Caius?
just a question for Jackie. My understanding was when Kane took over the transportation took over the program, that we're going to move toward providing more sponsorship, more rides for jobs. But we
Correct.
already apparently do quite a bit of that already.
Yeah, the only rides right now we are sponsoring are work-related trips for low-income individuals. So in the first 3 months, yeah, we provided that many trips so far. So we continue to try and build our ridership. And as we move along and through that funding, then we will consider providing other types of rides. But yeah, they are all job-related.
Very encouraging. A lot of rides.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Other comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll move on to 7B is a resolution. This is approving the Kane County 5-year Transportation Impact Program, also known as TIP. As you know, this has been worked on by staff. A tremendous amount of work went into this. Jackie Forbes and Jennifer Becker and others. We also had a committee that was chaired by myself, and it included representatives from the county board, the development, home building industry, labor, and municipal partners. So this is the conclusion of a long process. It is required by law to do this every 5 years. Need a motion and a second to approve this.
Berman.
Mr. Berman makes a motion.
I'll
Ms.
second.
Winicky seconds. Questions or comments? My only comment is thanks for all the hard work to our staff.
Sure. If I may, do want to clarify, this is actually separate from our impact fee program. This is an annual update that we do to our 5-year plan.
Okay.
So what we do is take all of our predicted or forecasted funding for the next 5 years. And then while looking at the information that we gathered for our impact fee program, we do have a list of projects that we believe we'll be working on the next 5 years. We have a few items to continue to work on as part of this. We'll have some new maps for you and some new pictures, but this is all the projects that we had been talking about for the last couple of months, and also financial forecasting for the next 5 years.
Okay. Any additional questions or comments? If not, roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Onion,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Opie, Winicky.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Roz.
Raz, yes.
Yes.
Okay, permitting report, back to Jackie.
Okay, in your packet is a summary of some of the projects that are working on in our permitting department, as well as the typical reports that they provide for you. If you have any questions, I could be happy to answer them for you.
Okay, so take a look at it. If you have any specific questions, maybe get back to Jackie on that. Item 8B, a resolution. This is approving a temporary construction access off Kirk Road in Batavia. Need a motion and a second.
Caius move.
Moved by Caius, second by
Martin, seconds.
Martin. Jackie?
Yep, this is to provide a temporary access so that a drainage project that is being conducted in the area could use one of our emergency pull-off areas as a temporary access so that they can reach the drainage project area on the east side of Kirk Road. Staff recommends approval.
Okay. There's no additional questions or comments. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Opie,
Opie, yes.
Winnicki,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Braz.
Raz, yes.
Yes.
Item 9A, traffic operations report. Jackie?
And in your packet is a review of some of the activities for our traffic operations team. They continue to have their traffic operations and safety committee meetings where they discuss anything that's been brought forward as issues in the county and address them. And also some of the routine activities, monitoring our traffic systems throughout the county and providing expertise to others in the KDOT area. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them.
Okay, any questions on traffic operations? Seeing none, we'll move over to Mike Zakosek for project implementation report.
So in the packet, you have the implementation report. As far as construction goes, I just wanted to touch upon two projects. The reconstruction of Orchard at US 30 is going to start early in May. Utility relocations are actively going on out there right now. And one project that isn't listed is we just started the resurfacing on Swan Road. And that's going along fine. If you have any questions on any of these, let me know.
Okay, so that's the imp report.
Could I just,
Mr.
could I
Caius,
get you to
question?
just go over the Longmeadow Parkway, the two items on Longmeadow Parkway real quick, so I can understand what they're.
Sure. As far as Longmeadow Parkway, section C2, we are, what remains on that is the mitigation of the soil, the hazardous soil, and then the completion of the final segment of roadway. We're currently working on revised plans for removal of the soil. And then after that work is complete, we'll put out a second contract for the roadway construction. And then the other contract, C4, is the installation of the signs and tolling related equipment. I believe this week, the modular building is to be set out there, which would hold the tolling equipment and some related work.
It got pushed to the 28th, but it was supposed to be yesterday.
And on the first item there, the remediation, that's still like a long term. We're still looking next year.
We're currently talking to IEPA, trying to explore some issues that we had on the last bid, and we'll be putting out another contract to remove that soil yet this year.
Thank you.
Were the delivery of the gantries, is that back on track? I know that was an issue.
So the building was rescheduled to the 28th and the gantries are going to follow right behind that because they can't have the gantries up when they're using the crane to drop the building. So the gantry is going to go in the 29th and the 30th
So they're available. That's the good news.
right after.
Okay, thank you.
Question.
Ms.
Just
Winicky?
question on Bunker Road and Kesslinger. So how are we looking at that and when do you think we'll be done with that extension and in LaFox?
Yeah. Interestingly, we have the project manager for Bunker extension right behind you.
Yeah, we've been, in the last 5 years, we've been acquiring the land needed to complete that project. And so we're nearing the final phase of that. We've got one parcel left. So we've kickstarted design again. We ended up selecting a new and different consultant to finish our phase 2 engineering drawings. And we're in the last 5 years, there have been updates to design criteria and our knowledge on roundabouts has increased. So there is some redesign that should happen in the engineering drawings for about the next year. We hope to start pre-construction activities at the end of summer of 2023. Next summer, we hope to start relocating utilities and doing some initial construction work, but the bulk of the construction then will happen in summer of 2024.
You know, I noticed a lot of for sale signs there in like the little downtown area of LaFox. Are they going to be tearing down any buildings there to put the road through? No. Okay.
Tom?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention one other thing is on today's agenda is that last piece of right of way. And so that you'll be approving that today and taking it to county board. And so the right of way will be done, the finalization of the engineering, soon as that's ready and it's an appropriate time to let the project that will occur.
And there's no buildings in this right away.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, other questions or comments? Seeing none, 10B, a resolution approving a contract for construction with Corrective Asphalt Materials LLC. This is for the King County Asphalt Rejuvenator project. Turn it over to, back to Mike.
On March 8th, one bid was opened for our asphalt rejuvenator project to cover various roadway sections in the county. The lowest qualified bid of $336,974.90 was submitted by Corrective Asphalt Materials of South Roxana, Illinois. Staff recommends approval of the bid.
And Mike, could you just talk briefly on the difference between crack sealing and pavement rejuvenation, asphalt rejuvenator? So everybody understands.
Crack sealing, we'll bring that contract for crack sealing shortly. That's going out and actually placing material in existing cracks on the roadway. When you go down the road and you see the black lines, you're driving over, sometimes you get a little bit of a bump. That's crack filling. The purpose of that is to try to keep water out of the pavement. The Rejuvenator is a different process where we go out and we spray a bituminous material on the roadway and put down some blotting agent, which is sand. It's just intended to protect the asphalt and extend the overall length of that. The asphalt, we typically try to do it the year after we place new asphalt.
Okay.
It's
thank
like
you.
on almost new asphalt, right? That's
Yeah,
bias.
yeah, but it hopefully would extend the ultimate time when it has to, before it has to be resurfaced, so.
And I think we went over it in past years that it is a proven method to extend the life of the asphalt.
Okay, so I need a motion and a second.
Berman.
Mr. Berman moves. Ms.
second.
Winicky seconds. Additional questions, comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Berman,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Kobe,
Copy, yes.
Winicky,
Yes,
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Braz.
Yes. Item C, a resolution approving a contract for construction with Perform Traffic Control Systems. This is for the 2022 paint striping program, paint pavement marking program. I need a motion and a second.
Caius move.
Caius moves.
Kenyon second.
Kenyon seconds. Mike?
On on March 22nd, we opened bids for our paint striping contract. We'll be doing about 236 miles of roadway within the county. The lowest qualified bid of $850,418.21 was submitted by Preform Traffic Control Systems of Elk Road Village. Staff recommends approval of this bid.
Okay, any questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Kobe,
Copy, yes.
Winicky,
yes,
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Braz.
Raz, yes.
Yes.
Item D, a resolution approving the contract for construction with National Industrial Maintenance. This is for the crack sealing that we recently talked about. Need a motion and a second.
Kenyon
Moved
moves.
by Kenyon, second by
Martin,
Martin. Mike?
On April 12th, 3 bids were opened at our office for the 2022 crack sealing project. The lowest qualified bid of $252,464.75 was submitted by NIM Company of East Chicago, Indiana. We recommend approval of this bid.
Okay, questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Kobe,
Copy, yes.
Winicky,
yes,
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Braz.
Raz, yes.
Yes.
Item E, a resolution approving an agreement with Commonwealth Edison Company for relocation of facilities. This is for the Doberman Road extension, which is down near Big Rock, near Route 30 in Doberman. Mike? I guess I just said it all, didn't I?
pretty much. The Doberman Road Extension project is nearing completion. In fact, we submitted pre-final plans on Friday to IDOT for review. Commonwealth Edison has existing facilities that conflict with the new improvements on the north side of Route 30 and on the west side of Doberman Road. They are located in an existing ComEd easement, so relocation costs are our responsibility. ComEd has submitted a cost estimate and an agreement for the work to be completed. The estimate is for $202,625.43, but they will give us a final bill, which may be slightly different. Staff recommends the approval of this agreement.
Okay, any questions or comments? If not, roll call, please.
Need to move on a second.
Oh, do we? didn't have-
Berman moves.
Berman moves.
Caius,
Winicky
Winicky
seconds.
seconds. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Kobe,
Kopey, yes.
Winicky,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Ross.
Raz, yes.
Yes.
Item F, same project. This is an agreement, an overpass agreement with the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway for the Doberman Road extension. Need a motion in a second. Moved by Mr.
Caius,
Caius, second by Mr. Kenyon. Mike?
So this is the second Doberman item of the day. We've been working with Burlington Northern Santa Fe to prepare an agreement for the construction of the overpass over the railroad right-of-way. One of the costs we'll incur will be for railroad flagging and inspector coordination. That's representatives of the railroad to be on site during construction. We're estimating that's going to cost nearly $450,000. Those costs will be rolled into the construction contract and will be paid out of that. Separately, compensation for the grant of a permanent easement for the construction of the overpass of the Burlington Northern Santa Fe will total $15,500, with $13,000 of that to go for the permanent easement and plus a $2,500 processing fee to the railroad. Staff recommends approval of this agreement.
Okay. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Kobe,
Kopey, yes.
Winicky,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Ross.
Raz, yes.
Yes.
Okay, items G through M are agreements or approvals, I should say, for 7 township highway projects. As you know, KDOT oversees and reviews the township projects, but these are submitted to us by the individual township highway departments. So we can take these all together. So again, items G through M, these are agreements with Aurora, Big Rock, Blackberry, Dundee, Caneville, St. Charles, and Virgil Township Highway Departments. So I'll take a motion in a second for
Caius move.
all 7 of those. Caius moves,
And Kenyon would second.
Kenyon seconds. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Kobe,
Kopey, yes.
Winicky,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Ross.
Raz, yes.
Yes.
Item N, a resolution approving the acquisition of highway right-of-way. This is for the Bunker Road extension. Need a motion in a second. Moved by Martin, second by
would
Kenyon.
second.
Questions or comments? Or I guess we'll turn this, Mike, you're going to explain this.
Yeah, this is the final parcel we need for the Bunker Road Extension project. Staff has worked with the property owner and negotiated an amount of $160,000 for purchase of this piece, which includes $75,000 in damages. Staff recommends approval of the acquisition of the parcel.
Okay, questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Kobe,
Kopey, yes.
Winicky,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Ross.
Raz, yes.
Yes.
Item 11, I need a motion and a second to place all of today's reports on file.
Caius move.
Moved by Caius,
Berman, second.
second by Berman. There's no questions and comments, roll call.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Nice, yes.
Kopey,
Kopey, yes.
Warnicki,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Braz.
Raz, yes. We do have a need for executive session to discuss land acquisition. Need a motion and a second to go into executive session.
Nice move.
Caius
Martin
moves, Martin seconds. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Nice, yes.
Kopey,
Kopey, yes.
Warnicki,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Braz.
Raz, yes. We will move into executive session. I'm sorry, roll call. We're back in session.
Berman,
Berman's here.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, present.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Vice President.
Kopey,
Kopey's here.
Warnicki,
Present.
Shepro, Heurog, Martin,
Martin, present.
Braz.
Raz here. Item 13 under new business, we have a couple of things. Tom, I'll ask you to talk about the state funding that we've received. We've probably all heard about it. It's been great news, but fairly recent and fairly sudden, and staff needs a little bit of time to digest and strategize. So I just asked Tom to give us a update.
I think that's the most important aspect, is that there will be some time that's needed in order to really understand how to facilitate these funds, how to use them, et cetera. Madam Chair did a wonderful job working with the state and our legislators to bring the $17.5 million into the budget. And this is approximately half of the request. We were working towards 35 million. And there were discussions about what something less than that would look like in regards to how we would approach options in utilizing those funds. But the goal is still the $35 million, and the efforts with our legislators is still to look at an additional 17.5 million so that we can fully get rid of the toll. And if we are to look at only a portion of that funding, we will be looking at options. Even today, staff is getting together with Joe Onzik and others, bond counsel, and just looking at what those options might be. So it could range anywhere from looking at, a call on the bond in the next 7 to 10 years, reducing the years of bonding if we don't receive the full amount, or could look at some other options as well. And so we continue to explore that. It is going to take a couple months. We do need to meet with the state of Illinois and fully understand how to utilize these funds and where the funding source, what the funding source is, et cetera. So there are some unknowns at this point in time. Honestly, I'm not even 100% sure about whether the budget has been fully signed yet. Somebody here might know that, but
Later today.
later today. Okay, thank you, Carl. So there are some things that we need to work on. So, and a lot of people are asking questions. Some of those questions we cannot fully answer at this point in time. So I just wanted the committee to know that, and hopefully in the next month or two, we will have better answers for you.
So yeah, tremendous news, but just be very careful. A lot of the press jumped to the conclusion that the toll would go away, and there's several different things that it'll all be affected in the positive, but exactly how, we don't know yet.
Yep.
Comments from the committee?
Kopey, please.
Caius?
Okay, Mr. Kopey's first.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The question I have is the total outstanding bonds compared to the income of the 17 million in percentage wise. What is that? What is that number?
50%, right?
Yeah, it all depends on the length of holding the bond. If you were to look at the debt service over the full 27 years approximately, that's a number that I don't think we'll ever need to reach with this additional funds. But yes, it's 50%. The 17.5 is 50% of what we need in order to pay the principal and the interest through the time that the bonds are callable.
Yeah. And keep in mind too, that we had also factored in perpetual maintenance funds. So it's the construction costs plus the long-term maintenance in there. Does that answer your question, Mr. Kobe?
Yes, it does. It's quite substantial, as a matter of fact, that number. But again, costs are going up. We'll have to be extremely careful on how we approach the toll issue. We don't want to cut off our nose to spite our face. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Caius?
Not sure what that means, but yes, Caius, I'd like to say yay for one, and then thank the KDOT for being creative about this. And I look forward to see what the conclusions are. And thanks for doing the hard work of taking money and spending it correctly. You know, it's not easy. I understand. So thank you.
Yeah, and
Well, we just assisted Madam Chair in her trip down to Springfield, as well as I know many of you were voicing your thoughts and concerns to our area legislators. So thank you. to our
Excellent.
area
I should have led with that too. Thank Madam Chair for that. And then thank you for making sure it gets distributed correctly.
Yeah, thank you. And our state legislators for listening. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Steve Koffenbarger to talk about Work Zone Safety Week or whatever it is.
I just wanted to quickly mention last week was Work Zone Awareness Week as the cones and barricades start going up on our roads. Just a reminder to pay attention and put down your devices. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Is there anything else under new business from the committee? If not, is there any public comment on non-agenda items? We have nobody in attendance. Is there anybody online? Hearing none, I'll take a motion and a second to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Kenyon makes the motion.
Berman second.
Mr. Berman seconds. Can we do
Well, you don't.
all in favor?